Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we are going to be looking at a game called Kholat. I think that's how you pronounce it. I picked the game up seeing that it had just been released and looked fairly interesting. It's been developed on the Unreal Engine 4, so it's very much up to date with its graphics. It doesn't run the greatest. It does run okay, but I opted to record this video in 30 FPS because I wasn't able to maintain 60 FPS consistently while recording. The game itself is a psychological thriller horror with a survival element in it. It takes place in Russia in the mountains in the 50s and is voiced by Sean Bean. Yes, this Sean Bean. Yes, that Sean Bean. The narration is all done by him. There are other voices in the game. And actually, so far, what I've seen, the voice acting is pretty good. Let's take a look at the video controls, or the video options. So as you can see, I have vertical synchronization on, or turned off. I can turn it on, but I think I'm going to leave it off for this, just so I can... Or rather, I'm going to turn it on for this, just so I can make sure that this is nice and smooth for you. I have everything maxed out, so that the game looks as good as can be, as good as I can make it. This loading screen is a little bit creepy. It shows one of the spots that you end up getting stuck at, and then also what appears to be some sort of evil man. I'm gonna go to new game. I've already checked out the first level a little bit, but I want to do a little running around in it. Show you what the first act is all about.
56 years ago, Russia, the northern Ural Mountains. A group of 9 students of the Ural Polytechnic Institute embarked upon a difficult winter expedition to reach the Otorten mountain. Their journey seemed to progress according to plan. However, on the 7th day of their trip, the weather conditions worsened. They lost their orientation and were forced to set up a camp on the slope of the mountain called Kholat Syakhl. It was their last stop. 3 weeks later in Yekaterinburg, when their families received no word of their success, the first rescue expeditions were sent. On February 25th, 1959, an abandoned encampment was found. The tent was torn down and covered with snow, with all the group's belongings left inside. Further examination revealed it was cut from inside out. The surrounding footprints indicated the crew had fled the tent. They were barefooted. This suggests a frantic escape, characteristic of people scared out of their wits. 2 sets of prints led to a forested area down the slope. The rescue team found an improvised fireplace and 2 bodies. They were lying in but their underwear, with cuts and scratches to their limbs, suggesting they had tried to climb the tree in panic. What could terrify them so much? The next 3 bodies were found scattered a few hundred meters from the first discovery. One of them had suffered a fractured skull, this despite no evidence of a struggle. It took the spring thaw 2 months later to enable the rescue team to find the rest of the victims. The last 4 skiers were found buried in a thick layer of ice and snow. Their autopsies led to even more bizarre findings. All of the bodies had severe internal injuries caused by an undetermined force, similar to that of a serious car accident. No external damage nor bruises were visible, besides a tongue ripped from one victim's mouth and a strange orange skin color. Much speculation arose from these puzzling events. Such theories included attack from the local tribesmen, from an avalanche, or animals. Each theory, however, only served to create more questions. The truth behind this tragic course of events remains unexplained to this day. What really happened? Maybe the answer still waits to be discovered, deep under the snow.
Alright. So the game drops us off, to start off, in this little abandoned-looking town. You can see the game's very pretty. So the first thing I do is I take a look into the town to see if there's anything that I can interact with, if there's any buildings I can go into. It looks like this is a school to my left, and it definitely doesn't look open. I'm just doing a little bit of investigation. I found out that you can't jump right here, where I tried to jump over this fence, could not, and at this point I'm a little bit confused where I'm supposed to be going. The music is very eerie. It's very pretty music, but it has a somber, sad feel to it. It just seems to be a lot of atmosphere in this game, and that seems to be one of the things that they're definitely focusing on. The character started to breathe heavy there, and I felt like running maybe wasn't something that I should be doing a whole bunch of, which is confirmed later on when I try to run and find out that you run out of breath very, very quickly. I think whoever you're playing is probably a smoker. So at this point, I'm leaving the town because I don't really see too much to interact with there, but there is this road heading out into the forest. So figure that's probably where I have to go. There are a few more places along the way that I wanted to check out, and I'm noticing now that the weather's getting worse as I walk further away from town. The snowstorm is picking up, and to me this is a signal that I'm going in the right direction. That seems to be a trail leading back to the train tracks, which also lead in this direction. Suddenly, the overtones of music switch. And now the game starts to feel a bit more like a horror game. Starting to think, yep, they're pulling out all the stops on this one for making you feel uneasy. The snowstorm picking up, the music changing, the desolation, and then music stopping there kind of threw me off too. I think it just restarted here. I must have walked over a switch or something. Here's where I run and realize that I can only run about 30 feet before completely running out of breath. The cinematic zoom is really neat too. The way that it creates a depth of field effect. Quite enjoying that. Now I told you that I had to run this game, or record this game at 30 FPS, but this game actually runs fairly well when I'm not recording. I was able to play it at the highest quality, and there wasn't a whole lot of issue. This is where it starts to get creepy. I'm seeing some trees knocked over a little bit, and that pathway, that looks like a place I don't want to go. But it's the only place to go, so here we go. Perfect timing on the music switch there too. I noticed the footprints right as the music came in. That was really well designed in my opinion. This part's kind of cool too. See how it's fogging the edges of my view? Makes it so it feels like it's hard to look into the woods. You can't quite look up there. All very neat effects. So, in through the tunnel, there's no way in real life that I would be following this path at this point. And this is where everything becomes very surreal.
In the end, the only thing I saw was a flash. An insufferable burning light. The pain ripping apart my body. I felt it tearing out of my soul. After a while, I was nobody. Nothing. The light went out and I vanished into overwhelming darkness. I welcomed the end with delight.
I don't really have a way of telling which way I'm going other than looking at my footprints and making sure I'm walking in a straight line. But then I found this spot, and I'm pretty sure they have it programmed so that no matter which direction you walk, you'll end up here. It just seems like that's how it would work. Noticing footprints walking away and walking back. I don't think those are mine.
I am right behind you.
And there's no one there! And that is the conclusion of Act 1. It's fairly short. All you did was walk through the town, walk to the incident, and that's the act. It's a nice little build-up into the game, I think, though, and I will definitely be making more videos of this game. If you liked the style of commentary, the post-effect commentary, where I'm commenting on the things that happened as they happened to me in the past, let me know. If you'd rather that I do this live and give you my live impressions, I can switch over to Twitch and stream the game and upload from there. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.